Students, in this video I am discussing about forced convection. Okay. uh, Convection is a process of heat transfer between the solid surface and the fluid in motion, right? So there are two types. First one is natural convection and forced convection. In case of natural convection, the fluid moves due to the density difference caused by heat transfer between the solid and liquid, right? In case of forced convection, the fluid motion is imparted by the external means, that is pump, fan, slope, etc. Okay. So uh, next one is a mechanism of forced convection, right? Convection heat transfer is complicated since it involves the fluid motion and heat conduction, right? The fluid motion enhances the heat transfer. The rate of heat convection heat transfer is expressed by Newton's law of cooling, right? Convection is expressed by Newton's law of cooling, that is Q convection is equals to HA into Ts minus T infinity, right? That is in watts. So the convective heat transfer coefficient H strongly depends on the fluid properties and roughness of the solid surface and the type of the fluid flow. Okay, that is a Q convection is equals to H into Ts minus T infinity. Okay, so the forced convection shown in the figure is a forced convection. It is assumed that the velocity of the fluid flow is 0 at the wall. Okay, velocity of the fluid flow is 0 at the wall. This assumption is called as no slip condition. Okay, as a result, the heat transfer from the solid surface to the fluid layer adjacent to the surface is by the pure conduction, since the fluid is motionless. Thus H is in general varies along the flow direction. Okay, the mean or average convection heat transfer coefficient for a surface is determined by averaging the local heat transfer coefficient over the entire surface. Okay, next one is velocity boundary layer. Velocity boundary layer. Okay, here two regions, that is a laminar, transition and turbulent, right? Okay, first one is a laminar flow. The flow in a boundary layer starts as a smooth and streamlined, is called as laminar flow. And turbulent flow, at some distance from the leading edge the flow turns chaotic, right? It's called as turbulent flow. And the transition region, it occurs from the laminar to turbulent flow over a same region. Okay, the velocity profile for a laminar region approximately it is a parabolic. Okay, in turbulent case, it becomes flatter. Okay, turbulent region, the laminar okay, in turbulent region three types. First one is a laminar sublayer. Here viscous effects are dominant, and second one is a buffer layer. Both the laminar and turbulent effects are exist, and third one is turbulent layer. Okay, and next one is non-dimensional groups. Okay, non-dimensional groups. First one is a Nusselt number. Okay, it is denoted by H into D divided by K. Okay, Nu represents the enhancement of heat transfer through a fluid as a result of convection relative to the conduction across the same fluid layer. Okay, Nusselt number is over, and next one is a Reynolds number. Reynolds number is a inertia force to the, it's the ratio of inertia force to the viscous force, that is a rho vd divided by mu, right? At large Reynolds number, the inertia forces which are proportional to the density and the velocity of the fluid, okay, are large relative to the viscous forces. Thus the viscous force cannot prevent the random and rapid fluctuations of the fluid. Okay, next one, not next one, Reynolds number at which the flow becomes turbulent is called as a critical Reynolds number. Okay, for a flat plate, critical Reynolds number is approximately determined to be Re critical is equals to 5 into 10 raised to 5. Okay, for a smooth pipe, Reynolds number is less than 2000 is a laminar flow. If it is more than 4000, it's a turbulent, and if it is in between 2000 to 4000, it's a transition. Okay, transitional flow. Next one is a Prandtl number. It is a ratio of a molecular diffusivity of a momentum to the molecular diffusivity of heat. Okay, so mu into Cp divided by K, it's a Prandtl number. So PR is a measure of a relative thickness of the velocity and thermal boundary layer where the fluid properties are. That is, the first one is mass density, that is in kg per meter cube, dynamic viscosity, thermal conductivity, specific heat capacity, kinematic viscosity, thermal diffusivity. Okay, next is thermal boundary layer. Thermal boundary layer. Okay, thermal boundary layer. It is similar to velocity boundary layer. Thermal boundary layer develops when the fluid at a specific temperature which flows over the surface. Okay, surface develops fluid. Okay, it is similar to velocity boundary layer. A thermal boundary layer develops when the fluid at a specific temperature flows over the surface which is at a different temperature. Okay, the thickness of the thermal boundary layer, that is delta T, is defined as the distance at which T minus Ts divided by T infinity minus Ts, which is equals to 0.99. Okay, this is about thermal boundary layer. Okay, thermal boundary layer, velocity boundary layer. Okay, thank you.